Beautiful day, huh? This is gorgeous and glorious and wonderful and a good day for celebration. We are so pleased that you've chosen to come and spend a few minutes with us today. We have, as usual, we have a pretty full schedule of activities and events and speakers and whatnot, but we're going to try to move through it fairly smoothly and fairly quickly. But nonetheless, we're just so pleased you're here and very thankful for this day. And with our Building the Dream campaign, while we're still trying to raise those last few dollars, this is our final building in that campaign. So someone today said, well, now that that's done, what are you going to do? And I said, retire. And they started throwing things at me. So that didn't go so well. But anyway, I do want to welcome all of you, our guests, attendees, for this special time of celebration of this momentous event for the college and for our region. This truly is a dream come true, and it will continue to be a dream come true for our current and future students in the health professions and in our sciences as they progress through the programming in this amazing facility. We thank all who have participated in giving support, input, encouragement, feedback, and financial support. As you tour the facility, I trust you will find this to be a wonderful place for learning and that you will grow in your confidence that SCC is preparing well-trained health professionals and solidly grounded science students for our region. We have a number of guests who will share a few words with us from their perspective, and when concluded, we have a ribbon cutting officially opening this new building for this campus. The ribbon cutting ceremony will be followed by a self-guided tour of the John H. Witte Jr. Hall of Sciences. It wasn't too long ago that we enjoyed a ribbon cutting for the Health Professions Building and for the Black Hawk Tower on the West Burlington campus. And then we also had a ribbon ceremony down at Keokuk, where we finished building a new industrial technology training center. So we've been busy over the last few years, and it's been an exciting time to be able to accomplish those important aspects of the campus and of the college. I want to publicly thank our Board of Trustees, all 5 are here today, for their support and belief in what we are attempting to accomplish. They're allowing us to move outside the box and expecting that by doing so, we are developing opportunities to educate more students for our region and for our workforce needed in our region. So thank you, SCC Board of Trustee members, for your support, your encouragement, and your guidance. With us today is Chris Prawitz. She is chair of the board, and she's going to speak with us in just a moment, but just a moment. Okay. She really wants to talk here. Vice Chair Janet Fife-LaFrenz from Keokuk. Janet, you are going to stand, please. Member Moody Nabulsi from Fort Madison. There's Moody. Jeff Heelan from Burlington, and Lanny Hilliard from Mediapolis. So thank you, Board of Trustees, for being here and for all of your support. So let me introduce to you Chris Prawitz. She is from Mount Pleasant, and she's here to bring a word of greeting on behalf of our board. Chris?
Thank you, Dr. Ash. On behalf of the SCC Board of Trustees, I would like to extend a welcome to each of you, donors, community leaders, administration, faculty, staff, and students. The support by many foundation, businesses, and industries, along with private gifts, have made this beautiful building possible. It is a testament of community involvement and support for Southeastern Community College. You're among friends who share their desire to support SCC and our students and future employees. Indicators of that support can be seen all over campus by the many donor nameplates located in the public spaces and on the Portland cement exterior benches. Names are also etched on the donor bricks in our new honor garden and on the base of this monument honoring the Lawrence and Marilyn Matson family. Today, within this structure, you will see modern classrooms and labs along with a 3D program that takes you right into the human anatomy. This building is a valuable learning and teaching environment for both our students and faculty to share their knowledge. Enjoy your walk around the Hall of Sciences, see the labs and classrooms. Stop and see the 3D programming on the second floor in the STEM classroom, and ask lots of questions of students, faculty, and staff. Once again, thank you for your support in helping SCC see the Hall of Sciences come to fruition. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris, for your words. Now I'd like to invite our Honorable Mayor Shane McCampbell, Mayor of Burlington, to come and share a thought. Mayor?
My name is Shane McCampbell. I'm the mayor of the city of Burlington. When my 21-year-old daughter was in the first and second grade at Perkins Elementary School, every day I would walk her to school and I would stop at her class and every class on her floor. And at the count of 3, I would make the kids scream, "Knowledge is power!" Her teachers loathed me for that. And it gave me good practice and training for becoming the mayor of the city of Burlington. But that statement was true then, and it's just as true today. Whenever you enter our state, you can't go past that sign that says Iowa, a place to grow. And knowledge grows power. Knowledge grows power. And this building is going to be fertilizer on the cultivating grounds of SCC for years to come, and that is something to be excited about. So, before I step away from the podium, I would like to have you guys help me just one last time upset any of those old teachers that just might even be here or not. But on the count of 3, I would like for you all to say, "Knowledge is power." All right. 1, 2, 3.
Knowledge is power.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Also in the audience is the Mayor of West Burlington, the Honorable Hans Trussell. Hans is right over here. Mr. Mayor, thank you for being here.
Can't beat that.
He can't beat that, so I'm not sure anyone can. But we're going to bring up the next speaker anyway, and that's going to be the President of the U.S. Bank, Witte Stortzum. Wood?
Thank you. Good afternoon, and I'd like to echo and our appreciation for your attendance, to the dedication, and a special thank you to Dr. Ash and Becky, and wherever is Becky hiding, probably behind me. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, for inviting us to the event today. My name is Witte Stortzum, and I'm the market president at U.S. Bank. Kind of a side note, this is the first time I've had a warm applause or warm greeting at a college campus in several years. I used to basketball officiate, and when we would toss the ball, there wasn't that kind of response. But so I really appreciate it, sincerely. In my many roles at U.S. Bank, maybe the most enjoyable is the opportunity to serve on the John H. Witte Foundation Board of Directors, along with Terry Dowell, our VP of and Managing Director of Wealth Management, Dave Vavrock, businessman and entrepreneur, and Brian Schulte, attorney and entrepreneur. Serving with this group has been both an honor and privilege to the legacy that John H. Witte Jr. envisioned many years ago. Although I did not get to know Mr. Witte personally, been told by many people he was a humble man with boundless energy and a passion for education. For just a few minutes, bear with me as I read a little bit of his life story. John H. Witte was born December 6, 1884. He first entered the family paint business after graduating from Burlington High School in 1901. Always wanting to improve his education, he attended the University of Iowa and received a Bachelor of Arts degree in 1910. As initiated into Pi Beta Kappa Honorary Scholastic Fraternity and Sigma Chi Honorary Science Fraternity, and a year earlier he had become a registered pharmacist. As a registered pharmacist, John began working in his father's chain of drugstores, which he and his brother operated for several years. The business was expanded to a very profitable paint manufacturing plant under the name of John H. Witte and Sons. By the mid-1920s, the partnership of John H. Witte and Sons was a powerful force in Burlington. Both Brother William had taken over the paint manufacturing side of the business, and John was now free to concentrate on an investment portfolio. Mr. Witte became a successful participant in commodities, particularly those used in the manufacturing of paint and varnish. He also became very active in the establishment of the First National Bank in Burlington, we now like to call U.S. Bank, and he served as our chairman of the board. John also believed in sharing the wealth. He valued education and science and left a legacy which he created when he created a philanthropic foundation at his death in 1978 at the age of 94. Over the past 40 years, the foundation has given over $10 million to hundreds of charitable causes in the greater Burlington area. In October of 2014, the Witte Foundation Board was approached by Dr. Ash and Becky to consider making the first lead gift for SCC's Building the Dream campaign to help fund the new science lab and classroom facility. After their presentation and discussions regarding the mission of the foundation, it was unanimously decided to award the largest gift in the history of the foundation to the Hall of Sciences in an amount of $1 million. Through the generosity of John H. Witte Jr.'s foundation and other donors, we are making a difference in the lives of students at Southeast Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, Wood, and thank you to John H. Witte Foundation for their generous support. I think back on that trip that we had, Becky, wherever you are again. Becky, wherever you are. I remember that day, and it was unusual, as I understood it, that you even got before this board to make a presentation, but we were invited. So we were told 20 minutes. So 45 minutes later, we left, and we had asked for significant support from this organization, and they looked at us and said, that's quite an ask. And we said, yes, it is, and we asked humbly that you would consider it. And we didn't get back to our office before they called and said, we're going to do it. So, I mean, it just that quick and that supportive, the first lead gift of $1 million for the construction of this new science building. And we're just so pleased. So thank you, Wood, for bringing words from that foundation. And as I've said often to our students, faculty, staff, board of trustees, foundation board, and many others, it is about the students. I'm never going to take a class in here, so I didn't build this for me. And most of our faculty and staff are, unless they're teaching in here, are probably not going to take any classes or utilize this space in any way, shape, or form. So it is about the students, and it is preparing them for the future, preparing them to take on the roles and responsibilities that we need them to, and we're trying to work hard to develop them and prepare them. So we have asked one of our science students, he goes by Tony, but his full name is Anthony Hurtado, and I've asked Anthony to come and share with you a word or two. Anthony? Tony?
Hi guys, my name is Tony Furtado. I came here to thank the donors, Mr. and Mrs. Madsen, that have made this fantastic building for us. And I have been able to experience my time here. This is my first semester. It actually has been really grateful to me to be able to have a laboratory and lecture room that is full of advanced stuff that isn't all old school, you know, like it's new now, so it's kind of good to see that. And yeah, thank you to Mrs. Ziegler and Dr. Snipes for teaching me, and thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Now I'd like to invite each of our area representatives and senators who are here And I've got all of them listed, so I'm not sure if they're all here yet. But let's begin with Representative Dennis Cahoon from Burlington. Dennis?
Thank you, Dr. Ash, and good afternoon. I'm glad all of you are here today. As a former SEC alum, I'm a little envious of students attending now with the new facilities. But I was fortunate enough to attend SEC the very first year that it opened up. So I enjoyed that and have long appreciated the education that I got by attending our community college. It's really exciting to see the transformation of this campus each year of what's happened with the new facilities and what it means to our community. As a member of our infrastructure committee in the Iowa legislature, I'm very familiar with what it takes to try to maintain facilities as well as replace facilities. So the dedication that we see from Dr. Ash as well as our board of trustees and people in the community is really great. Our community colleges continue to be inadequately underfunded at our state level, and so it takes the community to step up, and we definitely have. That's why I do want to commend everyone that's been involved in this effort, not only this building but in the previous healthcare building. And the community colleges are in competition with many colleges and communities around the state and out of the state, but it's necessary for us to keep up facilities in order to attract students and also to keep a qualified faculty and staff. And I just want to congratulate everyone that's been involved in this effort and look forward to attending the new building and going through the tour. Thank you very much.
Representative Jerry Kearns from Keokuk, who is actually retiring this year, and so many years of service, and he's going to hang it up, I guess. So he's going to do something else. I don't know how many times he's retired from stuff, but
This will be the third and fourth time.
third and fourth time. So he's going to get there one of these days. So, Representative, thank you.
Dr. Ash, Board of Trustees, Mayor, and other guests, as well as this wonderful crowd. I want to thank you for inviting me to this event. I've attended, I don't know how many ribbon cuttings and building, openings that over the years, but there's been a lot of them, and that's okay. That's a good thing, I think. Dr. Ash and staff and the Board of Trustees have done a wonderful job in expanding the educational opportunities at SCC for our children in the community and children from everywhere, actually, that attend here. Well, as Dr. Ash said, after 10 years in the House, I will retire in January. That generally gets some applause or, hurrah or two, but thank you for that. But I'm pleased to have been a small part in helping the college, working with educational facilities here all over the state as we worked in the legislature through the budget. And unfortunately, I think we have shorted education in the last few years. But, maybe we can turn that around and get some things done. You've certainly done okay here in the way of building. That money all come from the community or contributors, and that's a wonderful thing. I commend you, and I appreciate all the time that you have spent here, and I appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Representative. Now from Morning Sun, who represents the Wapello area and Point South, is Representative David Kerr. David's making his way now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ash, and it's always my pleasure to come down to Burlington and see what's new here at Southeastern Community College. So I came in today and Dr. Ash greeted me and I says, it's unusual not to go by here or drive through and see heavy equipment sitting around or workers going in and out, and it is unusual to see that today. So thank you to everyone for the invitation. And also today, I'm representing Governor Reynolds, as she sent a short statement for me to read to you. And it goes, the governor sends her regrets that she cannot attend this amazing ribbon cutting. The governor is incredibly proud of Southeastern Community College for its commitment to continued excellence of preparing its students for the future. The John H. Witte Jr. Hall of Science is truly a state-of-the-art facility and is something this community should rightly be very proud of. Community colleges play a vital role in developing a key talent pipeline for Iowa's workforce, and I have no doubt that the new Hall of Science will advance that cause. Thank you, congratulations, and enjoy today's monumental occasion. Regards, Governor Reynolds. Thank you.
I don't know, is Representative Dave Heaton here? I didn't see him come. Okay, I know that one of our senators is here. Senator Taylor is coming. He resides in Mount Pleasant. He covers a lot of our territory, and so he's a good friend of the college, and we're certainly thankful that he was able to be here today. He's in the midst of tearing down a house, so I don't know. Tear it down, build it up. So there you go. All right. Thank you, Senator.
Michael inspired me with tearing things down and building back up, so I decided I'd try it too. I'm really impressed with the vision of Dr. Ash and the entire Board of Trustees, and in seeing what we needed for the future and moving forward to it. A lot of people said that, oh, this can't be done and you'll never raise the money, and they proved you wrong if you were one of those. And I'm very happy to see this opportunity for our kids. I'm also very hopeful that this next legislative session, that we can find a way in the legislature to actually fund these kids, to get them the proper money that they need for a good education so that they can go on and be a good part of our society. I think we've neglected education severely for my last 6 years in the Senate. I know we can do better, and I'm very hopeful that we can do that next year. Because as I've said, the kids are our future. It's not about us old guys. It's a little too late for us. But these kids, and Tony, for instance, he says, well, we've got all the new stuff here to learn with. But we've got to keep that up. We can't let it fall down. We can't let them in 20 years from now say, oh, well, we've got all this old stuff and we need to keep up with technology. We've got to properly fund our schools. So I thank this opportunity for Dr. Ash to invite me here to speak with all of you, and thank you very much.
Senator Tom Green, are you in the House or outside of the House? All right. Well, we thank all of our representatives that were able to be here for being here and sharing their hearts and their perspectives and their words and their wisdom, and we really appreciate that. Now, the next person that we're asking to come to the podium is another one of our students, and his name is Dakota. I don't know if he's from North or South Dakota, but he's Dakota. And so he's got something to say to you from a student's perspective. Dakota, come on.
Well, like Dr. Ash said, my name's Dakota. You probably couldn't pronounce my last name, but it's Novell. But no, my perspective of this new building, when I first came to SUC, I've looked at a lot of colleges, and what I come here for is I'm getting my associates in science. So their science building had to be pretty high tech and whatnot, so the building fits the script. But my first actually day in biology, I remember Miss Ziegler saying, this is a big upgrade from the old biology rooms that she said, and she said go take a look at them. Well, I think like a week ago, I went and actually took a look at the old biology labs and chemistry labs, and I'd have to say they're pretty dapper and they're down. I wouldn't want to perform any experiments in there. But as you tour through the building here, you'll see that all of the labs are very bright, open, and beautiful. So I just want to thank everybody who had a part in this to create this building. It's really appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Dakota. Now, this next person, everybody knows her. But she's an important and integral part of SEC for many years and has guided the college for many years in numerous projects, not the least of which is Building the Dream campaign. And she's helped us and helped me all across the region better know and understand our fine people. Everyone with whom I speak, it seems, knows Becky, and everybody loves Becky. And we certainly do here too. So Becky, come and talk to us.
Well, the knowing part is just because I've been around for a really long time, so that just goes along with it. I'm just so tickled to be here today. It's just like the most beautiful day in the entire year. And today I'm going to talk to you about words that begin with the letter M. I'll tell you why in a minute. During my time as development director at SCC, I've had the pleasure of watching this college be impacted by very positive people, by generous donations of money, great management, superb maintenance, and priceless memories. To begin with, Dr. Ash and his team created an informed facilities plan. He worked with our faculty and our staff, and it made it possible for him and our amazing volunteers to easily articulate to prospective donors. Sometimes you have ideas, but it's not easy to talk about. And as a result, those wonderful prospective donors gave generously of their money. The John H. Witte Jr. Foundation, led by Terry Dowell, Dave Vadrock, Brian Schulte, and Wood Stortson, was the very first organization we approached, and you already know this story. Within a few minutes, they decided to support this, and as a result, we named this facility for them and for the organization. So we just have to say thank you for that. In addition, just this last week, we installed the beautiful, beautiful stainless steel stabile, that statue right out here as you enter off of Whitcamp Drive into the parking lot. It used to sit in front of U.S. Bank, and when U.S. Bank moved and the city took it over for the police department, there was a decision that had to be made. Should it stay there or could it come here? And I have to thank Kevin Carr. He suggested, he's our vice president, and he suggested that we make the request that it get moved here. And Terry and the crew thought about it and very quickly decided that because this space, named for John H. Witte Jr., was the appropriate place for that. So before you leave, and any other time that you come in, especially at night, you'll see that it's lighted. The letters are there, and there's a beautiful plaque there as well. So we're so grateful that they chose to move that here. So we have a monument. It starts with an M. Great River Health Systems also gave a generous monetary gift of $1 million, and that allowed us to name the Health Professions Center right here for that organization. And then shortly after that, and it only took a weekend for this gentleman to make his decision, a magical $3.5 million came from Lawrence and his wife, Marilyn Matson, which caused us to name this whole complex the Lawrence and Marilyn Matson Health Science Complex. And so this piece with the little helix and a marine chain that runs up through the middle that came from Matson Marine is our monument to those magical people. Oh, and I guess I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that there are still some naming opportunities throughout our campuses and center. So you can just call SCC, ask for any of us, and we'll tell you all about it. It's also on our website. I also so admire the stellar management of the Building the Dream process and our college. Dr. Michael Ash and his team planned the work and did such amazing work. In addition, our Vice President Kevin Carr is a wizard with construction management, along with Maintenance Director Brian Whittlesey. I'd like these two to stand up and be, come here, Kevin, Byron, where are you? You're here, yeah, all right. Do you have any idea? All right, any of you have built a house? That's a project. Building one building is a project. Building essentially 4 buildings in under 4 years is a huge project. So I just want to thank those two. They really, really deserve some applause. Excuse me? Of course. Is Dave Metzger here today? Yes, he is. And guess what his name starts with? An M. So we hired David, and it was one of the very best ideas, and I can't say it was mine. I wish I had thought of it. He made sure that the contractors helped us come in under time and on budget, and we are ever so grateful. And I'm going to put a plug in for his son, Brian. Brian is going to be making a presentation at the Capitol Theater on November 20th, and I think he's going to be coming out here and visiting with our students as well. His son is a true rocket scientist, so, you know, we're pretty proud of him as well. I also want to give a huge shout out in terms of management to my amazing, magical, magnificent assistant, Julie Glasgow. You got to stand up. When you are working with donations from over 600 people, plus all the other donations that come in for other things, and she keeps beautiful records and makes perfect reports and is happy to do so, because I couldn't do it. So I'm grateful. So thank you very much. As you know, as soon as a building is open, we have to maintain them. And I have to say our maintenance crew, led by that wonderful Byron Whittlesey, is amazing. His people today, and I won't name them all because I will forget them, have made it possible for us to put these buildings in their final stages and then maintain them. It is so important. And in addition, it's important that we maintain our relationships with our donors, our magnificent donors and supporters, while they help us, while you help us make connections with new ones. So you'll continue to receive periodic updates from us, and we hope you'll enjoy them and not just like click us off when we send you stuff. Okay, so my husband's favorite saying is, you'll never know when you're going to make a memory. He said that a lot lately. And here are a few of mine from the Building the Dream campaign. Greg isn't here, but I have to just acknowledge him, because while I was making appointments to meet with people for the preliminary feasibility study, it's what you do before you do a campaign. You have to meet with people and see what they think, and if these are good ideas, and would they support it. Who else might we talk to? And before I could even get the words out to invite him to the meeting, he said, oh, Becky, I'll just give you a donation. And he pledged to make a really sizable donation. That was followed by Christy Schmidt, who about 3 days later walked into my office. And Christy's here. She can raise her hand. And she said, oh, Michael and I just decided you needed this. We hadn't asked her yet. So those are the kinds of gifts that were just so magnificent. Then there's Mel Limer. Did anybody have Mel Limer in school? I see some hands. All right. He taught chemistry and physics for SCC on both campuses for over 30 years. And then he retired for 17 years so he could keep serving as an adjunct instructor. All right, so Mel's very best friends were Jerry and Helen. Helen's inside, Jerry's outside. Jerry Smith, owner of Brown Shoe Store. You need to raise your hand, Jerry. All right. So Mel's children named a very large classroom on the second floor in honor of their father, in memory of him. And Jerry has served as Mel's surrogate, as the family's surrogate, because the family is scattered. They don't live anywhere near here. So Jerry has plugged into SCC, and he is probably one of our very best workers and supporters for this college right now. But he and Mel were such good friends that they even purchased, and this is true, burial plots right across the sidewalk from one another at Aspen Grove Cemetery. Now, those are good friends, and we're so, I'm not kidding. So, Jerry, we thank you for your support, and enjoy the photograph and portrait of Mel upstairs. And I want to talk about another close friend who has helped us create memories, Mike Shin. Mike is over here. I touched his shoulder. There he is. Since 2014, he has served as the chairman of our campaign committee. And although the really heavy lifting on the committee stopped a couple of years ago, he has continued to work with us. He continues to come to all of our events. And he led a most amazing group of people that helped us raise these dollars. We also want to appreciate, Frank Delaney is behind me somewhere. Frank Delaney is the chairman of the SCC Foundation Board, and there are 25 members of that board. And that board served as the fundraising arm for this college, for this campaign. And when they gave us our blessing, then Mike Shin secured 60 plus volunteers and set them loose and helped us secure dollars from over 600 people for this campaign. And I was going to list them all, and then I realized, oh my Lord, it's too many. So what I really, really would like you to do, and you will be happy you did, is before you leave today, go through that door right over there, and go right inside and take the first left, and you'll see a gorgeous, it's a wall of fame, it's a donor wall that was designed by our marketing director, Jeff Ebbing, who worked with Sherwood Company to create it. And one of our alums, Alyssa Weller, helped to create it. And it is gorgeous, and it lists all of your names, everyone who has helped us. So please, go look for your name and tell yourself thank you for what you did. I have to come back to Dr. Michael Ash and his wonderful wife, Beth. Where is Beth? She's way back there, of course. She's in the back. She's always got our back. She always has Michael's back. When we secured Dr. Michael Ash, we got a twofer because we got Beth as well. They are the first to arrive. They're the last to leave. They are worker bees. They are the quintessential servant leaders, and I just can't say how wonderful it's been to work with them. From the moment Dr. Ash came to SCC, he understood that his role was as chief fundraiser, not only academic leader working with the academic team, but fundraiser, because without funds in this day and age, an educational institution cannot complete its mission. So he has served in that role, and he and Beth started by pledging their own sizable gift, and they have been making good on that ever since. And shortly after arriving here, Michael Ash read the needs of our region, illustrated by studies and surveys, and with the support of our trustees, he launched us into action and has not let up. From the moment he arrived, he knew Southeast Iowa could be the best in many things, and that SCC could most specifically be the best in education. Working with Dr. Carol Richardson, who is over here, wave your hand, Carol, and her team, we are the best. We now have numbers to prove it. Compared to other Iowa community colleges, we can prove it. And like Bruno Mars says, don't believe it, just watch. And we did it. So we have we did a news release that's come out. We're going to send more information out about it. Dr. Ash could tell you more, and maybe he will yet before he's gone. Our numbers prove it. We are stellar. His work with area school districts has also put higher education on the map for many students who would never have believed they could reach or succeed at this college level. Attitudes like Michael's have been infectious and in a good way, and have made the past 6 years the most fun many of my colleagues and I have had here at SCC. Just today, so I just inserted this seconds ago because it just happened to me. I was talking to a local businesswoman who had ordered something for me, and she said, by the way, I see a lot of students in my store, and these students are no longer saying, yeah, I'm at SCC, I had to go there. They are saying, we choose to go to SCC because of the opportunities that you are providing to us. And I see the heads shaking of some of our faculty and staff that work with the students. These are opportunities that you all have made possible for these students that we did not have before. They did not have before. And yes, I'm going to ask our marketing department and Jeff Ebbing to film her in a video testimonial because it was really well said. So Dr. Michael Ash, on behalf of SCC and all those we serve, we thank you, and happy Friday birthday. Tomorrow, happy birthday. You won't get much rest though because, hey, we still have more work to do. So, there you go. All right, so I'll let Dr. Ash close. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Becky. There's a few other people I'd like to recognize as we prepare for the ribbon cutting. First, I would publicly like to recognize and thank my wife, Beth, for her support and participation with me at SCC. No way I could do this job without my wonderful wife. she comes out here and pulls weeds in our gardens and carries buckets of water to water our plants. That's the kind of woman she is, so thank you, Beth. Secondly, I know this gentleman's already been recognized, but I want to recognize him as well, and that's Mike Shin. He's been a tremendous supporter and guide as he's led our Building the Dream campaign as the chair. Mike is a graduate of SEC and quickly said yes when we approached him about leading this important venture. Mike Shin has served and continues to serve on our Building the Dream campaign team, working to raise the dollars yet needed to make this the important improvements to our college. He has had a wonderful group of volunteers that have come alongside him in this effort. So thank you, Mike Shin, from me to you. Thank you, sir. In all of this, while we do all of this for our students, we have some tremendous faculty and staff and administration that do fabulous work. And Becky alluded to some of that as it relates to our students as they go on to the four-year schools. We are better than the average of all of the community colleges in Iowa. So that is something to be appreciating our faculty for all of their hard work, effort, and energy as they prepare the students for those next steps. We also have a tremendous group of faculty who teach in the area of career education. There's not one of them that I'm aware of, student-wise, that graduates from here that can't find a job in their career field. So, and our employers, generally speaking, saying, you're doing a great job, just send us more. We need more. So that's our challenge, is getting more students in the seats so that we can train them. So we're very, very proud of our faculty, staff, and administration. So I know some of them are standing. If you're standing, just wave. Those others that are sitting, would you stand and let us recognize you? We thank the many donors who supported us through the various levels of giving. And as we shared earlier, you can review the donor wall in the Health Professions Building. The pavers are out here, have some engravings on them that people have made donations, and then particular engravings that they wanted to have. And as Becky will tell you, all of those bricks are for sale if you want to do that. So we're always looking to provide that for you as well. And we are just grateful for all of you, even our taxpayers, because they overwhelmingly approved a bond levy that allowed us to get started on our campaign. And that is so very vital to what we were trying to accomplish here. And so we appreciate that. We are very thankful, of course, to Lawrence and Marilyn Matson family. And Becky's already told the story, but I talk about memories. Here's a gentleman who is really unpretentious. He sat at the table in my office and asked me a couple questions after we had asked him, and he had gotten a weekend to think about it. He asked those two questions, and then he just slapped the desk and said, let's do this. $3.5 million, let's do this. And that's incredible. And so we're very, very thankful for their generosity and such sweet, sweet people that they are. They're not able to be here today because they're at another event where they're being honored for their giving for that organization. So they just keep on giving, and that's so very, very special. We have so many wonderful people. I saw Rod Woodcamp here, and I see Craig in the back, and just all across there's Dennis over there. Dennis Wilson Road is this road out here. And all of our donors are special people that helped us create this Building the Dream to come to fruition, to come to reality. So from the bottom of my heart, I say thank you, and I really do appreciate you, and I appreciate all that you've done, and so thank you. Another person I'd like to say thank you to and acknowledge is Jason Hutchinson. He's a well-known individual in our community. Most everybody knows Jason, who is focused on strengthening our region through economic development and many other endeavors, many of which you probably don't even know in which he's involved. So Jason, I saw you come in. Where are you? There you are over there. Jason just flew back into town. So. and just a few others. Now, we briefly said thank you to Dave Metzger, but Dave Metzger is a retired architect who came on as an owner's rep as we were beginning these constructions. And nothing like having an architect, retired architect, to know his way around construction, plans, being able to ask the right questions, and to be able to protect our interests. So thank you, David, for all you've done for us, and appreciate that. He's continuing his help with another project called The Turf over by the Recplex. So he's acting as owner rep for the board of directors for that facility as well. So we thank you for that. We have Jared Hirschberger, who's representing Congressman Dave Loebsack. There's Jared there. Thank you for being here, Jared. Appreciate that. Dave Schmidt is over here. He's representing, of course, he's the superintendent of West Burlington Schools and a very good friend of the college and a good friend of mine, a good colleague. So thank you, Dave, for being here. Rod Whitcamp, I know I saw him come in. Where are you at, Rod? There he is, right over here. And Rod was our last major giver at this point, and we're going after a few others, so watch yourselves. But thank you, Rod, and his lovely wife for your gift to this program. And then finally, the organization that helped us design all of this, who took some of our thoughts and our ideas and went to the drawing board and made some drawings and did some different things and brought it back. And we said, no, let's not do that. Let's do it this way. Or can we do this? Can we do that? And we went round and round with them, including our faculty in all those different conversations. But representing DLR, which is our architectural group that helped us design and develop these buildings, is Nick Hansen, and he's down from Des Moines. Nick, where are you? There you are. Thank you, Nick. So, I want to say thank you to all of you. I know we could probably go around the audience here and name everybody that's here, and we appreciate that. We have students here, we have faculty, staff, we have community members, we have civic leaders. Just appreciate each of you. So thank you for coming today to celebrate with us and to participate in our excitement. Can you feel that excitement? Can you sense that we're a little excited about with this new facility that will educate our students and serve our communities for decades to come? These are 100-year buildings that we've put up. So they're going to be around a good long while, and we really appreciate that. After the ribbon cutting, we'll go inside for refreshments and building tours. As you enter the Hall of Sciences, you will find maps of the 2 floors indicating its use, as well as the donor who helped sponsor those spaces. This will be a self-guided tour, so you'll just be able to walk around and look into the labs. There'll be some faculty and staff, or some faculty in their labs, in the classrooms, that will be there to give you a demonstration on some things, answer questions that you might have. We'll also have some students. I don't know, do we still have labs going on? Faculty, do we have any labs happening? Yes, okay, so you, in 103, if you're real quiet and wave, you could probably see students in there doing experiments. No? Oh, looking at slides. Okay, well, that's not quite as fun as blowing up the place. But we want you to look around and ask questions. We'll have some faculty and staff in the hallways, and we have a group of students here in their white pullover shirts. This group here represents a portion of our President's Leadership Academy, and these are some very fine young women right here. We don't have all of our men yet back here, but these are fine young women who will answer your questions. They'll show you where things are at, and if there's anything they can do, they'll be glad to help you with that. Now, if you need to get onto the second floor, there is no elevator in this building, but if you go through this door right here, just to the left, there is an elevator that will take you to the second floor. Then you come across the skywalk, and then you can enjoy the facility that way as well. There are stairs inside here, of course, but we'd only have one elevator to service 2 buildings. So I just want to give you that guidance. So now it's time for the ribbon cutting. So we'll get everyone lined up. So the first group I need are those who are listed on the back of the program. So if you'll come forward and come over here, we're going to start getting lined up here. So all of those who are on the program, please come forward. All right, now we're going to go in the building, so go away.